Okay, good day to you, Ben, and welcome back again to your lesson in mathematics. We are talking about integers. Last meeting or in our last lesson, we have discussed about adding integers, and this time we are going to subtract integers. Now, how do we do that? In subtracting integers, you only need to remember one thing. Okay. Change the sign of the subtrahend and proceed to addition rule. Okay, that's how we subtract integers. Now, if you're going to explain that, for example, we have here 10 minus 3 equals to 7. Now, 10 here is the min-min. 3 here is the subtrahend. And 7 here, the answer is the difference. Now, these are the parts of subtraction. Okay? 10 minus 3 equals to 7. Now, 10 here is called the min-min. 3 here, the number that we subtract from 10, is the subtrahend, while the answer in subtraction or in subtracting numbers is called the difference. Now, the rule is in subtracting integers, change the sign of the subtrahend. We have to change the opposite of the original sign of the subtrahend, which is this. Okay, and proceed to addition rule. Now let's apply that by having an example. Now if we have here 12 or positive 12 minus positive 5, for example. Okay. So we are subtracting integers which are both have positive sign. Now, how do we subtract integers? So we have to follow one rule. Change the sign of the subtrahend. Okay. So if you're going to answer this, let's copy first the amendment. That's positive 12 minus, change the sign of the subtrahend, which we, in here in our example, we have a positive sign. Now the opposite of positive is negative. So we have to change the sign. We have to change the sign, the original sign of positive into negative. Okay, and copy 5. So meaning to say, positive 5 here becomes negative 5. Okay? Because that's the rule. And proceed to addition. Okay? So this time we are adding integers. And we have rules to follow that. Follow the addition rule. We are now adding two unlike integers. And in our lesson last meeting, if we have two unlike integers, or if we have unlike integers, we subtract the number and copy the sign with the number that has the greater value. Okay, so let's do that. Let's first subtract the number. Subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. And we have here the 12 for the bigger number, 5 for the smaller number. So let's subtract 12 minus 5, that's 7. And copy the sign with the number that has the bigger value. And between the two, we have 12 for the bigger value. Therefore, and in its sign is positive, so 7 here will become positive. And that will be our answer. Okay, positive 12 minus positive 5 is equals to positive 7. Now let's have some more example.
How about if we have negative 15 minus negative 6?
Okay, in our example here, we have two negative integers. Okay, we are subtracting two negative integers. So negative 15 minus negative 6. And the rule is that we have to, in subtracting integers, we have to change the sign of the subtrahend, its opposite sign from its original sign, and proceed to addition using the addition rule. So let's answer this. Let's copy first the amendment. That is negative 15 minus here will become plus. Okay? Because we're going to proceed to addition, but we have to change the sign of the opposite sign from the original sign. So the opposite sign of negative is positive. Therefore, negative 6 will become positive 6. And proceed to addition using the addition rule. We are now adding unlike integers. So therefore, we subtract the number and copy the sign with the number that has the greater value. So let's subtract. Subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. So our solution will be 15 minus 6. And that would be 9. Okay? So we have 9 for our number. And copy the sign with the number that has the greater value. So in here, we have 15 for the greater value between the two. And each sign is negative. Therefore, if you're going to copy that, 9 is a negative 9. And that will be our answer. Okay? So, negative 15 minus negative 6 is equals to negative 9. Okay? So, let's have some more example.
Let's have positive 22 minus negative 4.
Okay? So, we are still subtracting integers, but this time we have unlike integers. Okay? One is positive, the other is negative. So, positive 22 minus negative 4. So, to follow the rule in subtracting, we add, but we need to change the sign of the subtrahend. So, let's do that. Copy the amendment first, positive 22. And subtraction here, or minus, will become plus, or addition. But we need to change the original sign of the subtrahend. And that will be, the opposite of negative is positive. And copy the subtrahend, which is 4. So therefore, negative 4 becomes positive 4. So therefore, we are adding like integers. And to add like integers, just add there the numbers and copy the sign. Okay, so 22 plus 4, that's 26. And our sign is positive because we are adding both positive integers. So therefore, our answer is positive 26. Positive 22 minus negative 4 is equals to positive 26. Let's have some more example.
How about if we have negative 30 minus negative
Negative 30 minus positive 9. So we are subtracting here, subtracting integers. So we are subtracting unlike integers. But to subtract, we add. We add the opposite of the subtrahend. Okay? So let's explain it further. So change the sign of the subtrahend and proceed to addition using the addition rule. So copy first the min. So we have negative 30. Now subtraction here will become addition because we are going to add the opposite of the subtrahend, meaning we need to change the sign of the subtrahend, the opposite of its original sign. Now the opposite of positive is negative. And copy the subtrahend, which is 9. So we are now adding, but we are adding like integers because our integers both have a negative sign. So therefore, we are going to add using the addition rule. If the integers have the same sign, we add the numbers and copy the sign. So let's add. Now 30 plus 9 is 39. And their sign is both negative, so our answer will be negative also. So negative 30 minus positive 9 is negative 39. Okay? So let's have one example.
Let's have here. Let's have 100. Positive 100 minus positive 50. Okay? So
Subtraction of integers. Okay? Now let's explain this again. To explain this further, let's read the rule in subtracting integers. Now to subtract integers, change the sign of the subtrahend and proceed to addition rule. Okay? So to subtract our integers here, we need to change the sign of our subtrahend here, which is positive into negative, and proceed to addition using the addition rule. Okay? So let's answer that. Let's copy first our min here, which is positive 100. And subtraction here will become addition. But be sure to change the sign of the subtrahend from positive is opposite is negative. Copy our subtrahend here, which is 50. And we are now adding unlike integers. And to add unlike integers, addition rule, we subtract the number and copy the sign with the number that has a greater value. So let's first subtract the numbers. Subtract the smaller number from the bigger number, or subtract the bigger number with the smaller number. So let's do that. 100 minus 50, and that is 50. And copy the sign with the number that has the greater value, and in our case here, 100 is the greater number. So and in its sign is positive. So therefore, our answer here, our sign here will be positive also. Therefore, positive 100 minus positive 50 is positive 50. Okay? That's how we subtract integers. Then, just remember, to subtract integers, change the sign of the subtrahend and proceed to addition using the addition rule. Okay? So that's it. That's all for today's lesson, Ben. Thank you for your time and see you again next lesson.